Welcome everybody to Talkin Geek, episode 11, season 3. I did that last time too, and I fixed it though. So, welcome guys. I hope you all are doing great. I'm your host, Aaron, with my incredible host, Robert.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Talkin Geek. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
DC Fandome hit, so we got a lot to get to. We're going to get to all of that, but first we've got some of our other segments.
We got our best two segments, man. Like, so we have our Take My Money, videos from the net, and of course our news, which at this point, let's just face it, it's DC Fandom.
Geek news today, which is mostly DC Fandom news, but there were a couple other things that we'll talk about too.
There was, a couple of other little things I want to talk about in general too, but
for sure.
I mean,
we'll get to it. Just wait.
I don't want to wait. I want to do it now. So
I mean, it's your show. You could.
I could, but I want to make them suffer and wait.
Okay.
So I gotta suffer and wait too.
Hey.
Just like Robert has to suffer being here because he signed his contract in blood without even realizing it.
But it wasn't even my blood. Who did you kill so that I had to sign the contract?
Remember we had barbecue that one time?
All right. So this feels a little bit like How I Met Your Mother, where it's working in the murder house. The steak is so rare. Ted, you can't build him a murder house.
I'm glad you went with it. I'm so glad.
Oh, good times.
Of course, we got Frank again behind the camera this week.
What's up, Frank?
So he's there. Hopefully, he puts his mic on this in a minute. Oh, there you go. Is it on? Oh, yeah, I can't hear you because of that part. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hear you on camera when I add the audio in.
Hey.
So we'll hear you. Everybody will get to hear Frank.
I can hear Frank.
He wasn't here last week because we didn't record since I had stuff to do.
Yeah.
Going into everything. So take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
One. The Robert gets you there. We got to get Frank like headphones too. Once
I know.
I do this. I'm gonna buy it.
And then we got to have another camera here watching Frank not dance.
Not dance. No, he just sits there.
He's just going to sit there.
Us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I kind of want to go with mine first.
Okay.
I think it's so stupid.
It is.
So,
but also amazing.
It's amazingly stupid. But I'll be honest. I was like, last second, I was like, I don't know what I want to pick. And a friend tags me in this. And I'm like, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
So it's a face hugger costume.
Yeah.
And it's a little alien. It latched onto pretty much your bridge of your nose down like a mask.
Yeah.
And it wraps the whole tail around.
It looks like it should be, like this should be perfect for COVID.
I know. That's why I thought of it.
Just throw the face hugger on and walk out in public. Like that's fantastic.
I want to do it like wear like a regular mask and then just go inside a Walmart, switch to that one, and then just go and just fall on the floor and just be like, oh my god, see how many people just like run off.
It's pretty good.
I want to do that now.
It's pretty good.
So go check it out. That one's on Etsy actually.
Yeah.
So that's where I found that one.
Mine's on Etsy too.
Oh, yours is there too?
Yeah.
You want to do yours then?
Well, we can if you want.
Let's go to yours then.
All right.
I'm going to roll these so many times.
Yeah, I have a feeling these are ones that you're going to buy. So these are D&D dice.
Yes.
But they are custom made, and it's a little bit, there's some Captain America.
Language.
Exactly. Language that you got to watch out for because if you roll a critical failure, a 1 on your 20-sided dice, instead of the number 1, it is a specific 4-letter word.
Language.
That is just on the dice. So I thought it was quite hilarious. I was like, man, I kind of need those dice, because that's your reaction when you roll that. And you're like, ugh.
It is. It's like, so guys, I'm gonna go jump off this bridge. I'm gonna do a double backflip onto the river right there. And you fall and broke your neck and die.
You slipped on a banana and now have a broken leg. Dang it!
So as you're about to take the first jump, Donkey Kong came by, tossed a banana peel. You took that first step, slipped, somehow caught your angle out the bridge, fell off the bridge, broke your leg,
Yep.
was tumbled down. Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good. So the Nat 1 roll just instead of being number 1.
It'll always be Final Destination when you roll that Nat 1. So that's how it plays out. Just like, well,
yep.
That's it. That's my life now.
Good try. Hope you were trying to do something really dumb and stupid, rather than something critical, because that number 1.
Comment on that because I know you played D&D once now.
Yep.
We're gonna try to get another one going.
We're gonna have some fun.
I used to play a Tabaxi, who is basically a cat person, right?
Okay.
So you think cat, and you're like, oh yeah, he must
like
be
the terrible movie Cats.
No.
Okay.
He would probably jump off a bridge and just be done if he had to be in that film. So he was a rogue. So he's supposed to be stealthy. He's a cat, so he can climb and jump. Every single time he jumped, I rolled a nat 1. And it's always like, okay, guys, so I'm gonna kind of hop from tree to tree, and I'm gonna scout ahead. Okay, and then I'd roll a 1. You hear a loud as you miss the branch, and I was like, do I get to say anything? He's like, yeah. That's what I would do. I was like, because I just talked the wind out of myself. Nice. And then when everyone's asking, are you okay? And I'm like, and I climb back up, and I'd do it again. But I would almost always roll a nat 1 every time I would jump somewhere.
Way to go, bro.
Yeah. Random story. Random
There you go.
thing. So, what? So, Kristen's.
Yep.
I think Kristen's is cute.
I like it.
So, hers is Nintendo NES cartridges as coasters. They're little cardboard coasters.
Yeah.
That look like the games.
Yeah, they're just exactly like, you know, you can keep your furniture from getting watermarks or anything like that. You know, just put your drink on a nice coaster, and you can have a nice geeky coaster that looks like the old NES cartridges. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Let me see. So I was trying to look at it too. They have a Mario, Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3, Duck Hunt, Donkey Kong.
Gotta love Duck Hunt.
Zelda.
Duck Hunt's like one of those games where it's like it doesn't work anymore on like LCD or plasma screens. Like you have to have the old screen in order to do it. And I'm like, man, but Duck Hunt's so awesome.
It so is.
But then you have the dog that is supposedly your dog. You go hunting with this dog. You're doing all the work, and every time you miss a shot, the dog laughs at you. And you're like, you're my dog. Why are you laughing at me?
Why? I don't get it.
So mean.
He is. He really is.
That's like my dog.
I mean, mine are not the smartest ones in the world either, so they probably would do it.
It's good stuff, though.
It is. So, moving right along.
Yeah.
We'll go
that was Take My Money.
Take My Money.
And somebody will. They will take it.
Someone will take all of our money, apparently.
We've got cool stuff.
We do. I actually like this week's a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's something actually, again, I wanted to buy a couple of things already, so I might have to buy stuff.
You're definitely going to buy those dice. I know you are.
I want to, especially when we start playing again. I want to be like, son of a... Yeah.
Except that's not what it is.
Oh, yeah. Videos from the net.
Videos from the net.
So, Kristen's I didn't get. I'm going to start with hers.
Oh, you didn't get it?
I don't get it.
Oh, my goodness. So, okay, I'll set it up then. Since you don't get it.
I don't get it. That's what
So this video is live action. There's a camera person and someone doing it, and there's at least a couple other people that are in on the joke.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he interacts with them. But this is actual people, but they're shooting it like it's an old video game where it's like the janky movements where you're just like walking and then you stop and then you have to turn, and like there's a part where he like walks into like a building and he's trying to get around it, and it's got like, and so yeah, the non-gamer got it, and I was like, that's pretty clever. That's pretty funny. So check it out.
Eat it.
Now you got
that
it.
makes sense. Yeah, because I was like, I don't.
You got to move a little closer to the mic.
Oh, okay.
A little bit
At first,
closer.
I was just like, I don't understand it because it's like I get the sounds and I'm like, okay, but now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now that all makes sense.
He's walking around just trying to, you know, and it totally is bringing back memories of like early 2000s video games. Like that is definitely.
Well, those footsteps are Resident Evil. I think that's the same. Sound
it might be. Yeah, I don't know.
Because it sounds like it. That's why I was like, why is it? I was trying to figure out a Resident Evil thing. I'm like, it doesn't. I don't see a zombie anywhere.
Yeah.
And then when he walks up to the statue, I'm like, I don't. Okay.
Now you got it.
Now I do.
There you go.
So I want to go because I like yours. I want yours to be the strong one because I like yours.
Right. That's funny.
So mine is about a Tesla that takes gasoline to get it to work.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it.
Just watch it.
Gas or something. We have gas in it. We have a gas can.
Babe, it's a Tesla. We
But it's still a car. It needs gas. Like.
Hang on. Hey, bro.
Yo.
Need help?
Yeah, you don't mind helping me get some gas?
I did not expect that. So I watched this video
So good.
and I was invested in it because I'm like, what is he
We're like,
gonna
what's
do?
happening?
How is he gonna fill this with gas? He has a generator.
Like the setup is so good because you've got, you know, this guy, you know, there's a car pulled over on the side of the road, and there's, you know, like they're pulling up next to it, and it's like, you know, oh, let's get him some gas. You know, we've got some in the trunk.
Yeah.
Let's get some gas. Give him some gas. And it's like, well, he's got a Tesla, so obviously gas is not going to work. It's an electric car, and like so they stop, and the guy's like, hey, can you give me some gas? And it's like, wait, what? Like why? And like he's even like, okay, it's got new tags, so this is a new car, right? So, but it's an electric car, and the guy's like, yeah, it's an electric car. Okay, so why do you need gas? And it's like this whole scenario.
Car.
And
It's like, no.
the guy literally has a gas powered generator in his trunk that he is using to then plug into his car to charge it, and it's like, wait, what?
Why?
Like I could see having one for an emergency. But
I think this is how he feels.
based on the context of everything, I'm pretty sure this guy just goes around to a gas station, fills up his generator, and uses that to charge his car.
Exactly. No sense whatsoever being made. Like you said, put it in your car. Like if you're going on a long trip where you're worried maybe I won't find a charging station.
Yeah,
at some point.
you could have
Makes sense.
you could have a backup system to give your car some juice.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But not when he's like at the end of the video.
But
Yeah,
it
I
seems
just
like
need
he
to-
does that. Like he just fills up his gas tank and then charges his car with it.
I just.
gas runs out, pour gas in.
Oh my
It
god.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
it's
And the
so
girlfriend
good.
though, she's so like she told you.
Yeah, I told you he needs
He's
gas.
like, this is not how it works.
No, this is not how it's supposed to be.
So it's like that. It's like that.
You're adding an extra step here that is completely unnecessary. Like
You don't need it.
you can go to a gas station, which will most likely have a charging station there, or at least there's one similar close by. Like just charge your car at the charging station, not at the.
And the thing is, on these Teslas, if you plan out your road trip and you use the onboard computer,
Yeah.
it tells you where all the charging stations
Absolutely.
are.
Like you
So
shouldn't
it's
have a
like,
problem.
Okay. Again, like you said, that's emergencies, not the source. Yeah, I'll charge it for 5 minutes and then I'll go get a gas station. No! Go to a charging station, not a gas station,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
It's quite
But
good.
Whatever.
Very funny.
So yours, though, I think is the funniest stuff. Maybe they
Yeah,
are.
I mean, I think they're all clever,
They
but
are.
yeah, mine was.
But I love
It's
your-
another animation, and it's a little bit of world exploring from John Wick, and you know what does that really look like? And so take a look at it here.
One pack of gum. Assassin's gum.
The gum for assassins.
So, can I get some change?
Change? I don't think we have change in assassin currency. Just these big gold coins.
Oh, come on, man. I'm buying a fucking pack of gum here.
Hey, that is assassin gum. It is a totally different thing than normal gum.
So yeah, this is
Go.
everything in those movies apparently costs 1 gold coin. It's
One
just
gold
everything's 1 gold coin, and everybody's in on it. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is I like that because it's like he just wants a pack of gum. Well, it's assassin gum, so that's 1 gold coin. It's like, where's my change? Why does it cost the same amount to go stay in a 5-star hotel that is insulated from murder as it does for a pack of gum? Well, it's assassin gum.
Assassin gum.
Like.
I love how he just throws the coin into his head.
Yeah, he just eventually kills him.
Just like, okay. It's just,
So,
oh my god.
yeah, it's one of those things that of course you never think about when you're watching the movie.
No.
And then it's like, yep, that doesn't make any sense.
It's just like, okay. And then I want to know, so if he bought like 100 packs of gum, could he have just given him the same coin?
Right. Like
Like,
could he
that's it?
just buy the entire gas station
Yeah,
for
here's coin.
a,
What's
a
this?
gold coin?
Your gas.
I would like to own this building now. Like what is everything costs 1 gold coin?
It's funny because like even when he boards the dog, he's like, I need somebody to watch my dog.
Yeah.
Slips him a
Gold coin.
He's like,
Yeah.
Everything's a gold coin. Entry into the secret nightclub, 1 gold coin. Like, like
Hey, can you watch this guy for
right.
Can you watch this
I'm
guy for me?"
I got to see your boss, homeless guy, 1 gold coin. Like,
Right?
everything is 1 gold
Oh, this
coin.
guy's like, what? Why'd you give me?
Except they're all in on it too.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
so it's weird.
I don't get it.
I love it. I love those movies. I think they're
I
great.
just want to see a string of people like, okay, he buys the gas station right behind him. I want to buy it, and then just like a string of people keep buying the gas station.
And you see the guy is just like got 50 gold coins. He's like, oh right, I'm rich now. It's like, no, everything costs 1, bro.
Exactly.
It's just 1.
You're just as rich as that guy over there, and we gotta all pay with 1 gold coin.
Yeah.
You want a sack of potatoes? 1 gold coin.
1 gold
Oh my
coin.
god, this makes no sense.
It's Keanu.
It's good. I like it.
Gold coin.
He might. I mean, he does have a lot of money though in that film. I mean,
Well, he has a lot of gold coins, so I don't know how
I thought
that
he had
works.
Other money though. I thought he had like bars and stuff too, didn't he?
I don't even remember. Like he digs up all his stuff, and it's just like I think it's just rolls of gold coins.
Oh, maybe it is.
Like so, he's just got. But it's like what? Again, the currency in this world doesn't like. How did he acquire so many gold coins? Like, where do you
So-
get them from to begin with?
One per kill, man.
Why does every
kill? That's a lot of coins.
Well, I mean, he does just kill everyone.
That's true.
I love his like standard move is like either throat punch or like he just like he'll hit you with the gun and then just blow your head off.
Yeah.
Like just boom.
Double tap.
Like
Yep.
yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta watch those films again.
John Wick just murders everyone and it's fantastic.
And John Wick 4 is coming out eventually. It'll come out.
Yeah. Well, they're shooting 4 and 5 back together, so
Yeah.
there's 2 more coming out.
I'm excited for
They're
that.
gonna shoot them together.
It'd be nice to see those movies.
Yeah,
I love Keanu.
I mean, I think the first one's the best. 2 and 3 are still really good, and I'm looking forward to more.
So,
there you go. So that was videos from the
That
net.
was videos from the net and South Texas.
That's right.
So, moving on though to our geek news today.
Yeah. Ready to do DC Fandome?
Yes. We got other stuff though. You said.
Yeah. Well,
So,
we got a couple other
we
things,
do.
just
Yeah.
small stories that I figure we could touch on, and then we'll just rifle through all the DC
sure.
Fandome stuff. So number one is that it was announced, I think earlier last week, that Olivia Wilde, who is a famous actress, and I believe she's also started to do some directing and producing, is set to direct a Marvel movie for Sony. That is around possibly a female comic book character, could be Spider-Woman, possibly not sure whether it's going to be live action or animated. It might be a Into the Spider-Verse spin-off, or it might be live action, but supposed to be a Marvel movie. So you assume it's in the Spider Universe because that's the Marvel properties that Sony has.
Yeah, that's all they have left.
So.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but looks super interesting.
I'm hoping for either Silk, which I doubt,
Yeah,
or Gwen Stacy Spider-Man or Spider-Woman.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they do
Ghost
Gwen
Spider.
Stacy, since that she was in Spider-Verse. So if this isn't a Spider-Verse spinoff,
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be Gwen, like Spider-Gwen.
that's true. I don't know. It'll be interesting though. I mean, it could be Miles. Miles Morales is still around, so it could do Miles Morales.
We could have
Even live action
Jessica
Miles.
Drew, the
Jessica Drew,
first
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman, right?
You could do Madam Web. You could actually do 2 different Madam Webs. There's the older woman one, and then there's the one that Spider-Woman becomes.
Well, I think there is supposedly a Madam Web movie also that they have hinted at.
Yeah.
That news came out a few months ago.
That's right.
So we'll see whether or not that,
Maybe should get tied to that.
we've got Morbius coming out still. We've got
Jared.
Venom and Venom 2. And, clearly they're
Carnage.
building their Spider-Man universe or Spider-Verse. We'll see
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Interesting.
So, I know you're big into Spider-Man. So what would you want it to be? Like if you could choose,
Personally,
which would you prefer?
if I could personally choose it, and again, it's an underrated character. I like Silk. When she came out, she got bit by the same spider that Peter got bit by.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel, who was the original like Spider-Man, I guess, before Peter, locked her away because they couldn't be near each other. So he locked her away in like a basement. She's like lived there for like decades, basically.
That sounds awful.
So as long as he's been Spider-Man, she's been locked in there. And so when she finally comes out, they kind of meet, and she resents him because it's like he kind of chose you to run around, and I had to be locked away. And then you find out like her kid brother's missing. Her family thought she was dead, and it's just like this poor girl. And on top of that, she is a minority, so it'd be good to get more of our minority heroes out there.
for sure.
So I would be happy to see that. I don't know. I really liked her character. I really thought she did really good in the comics, but I don't think she lasted long. She's still there somewhere. So I would either want to see her, or I would like to see a Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her. I would like to see a live action one of that, and so we can get more of our female heroes in general, because Silk's also female.
Yeah.
But get our female heroes out there.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
excited.
Cool. We'll see what happens. I think it's interesting. Obviously, it's very early stage. So, we'll see what it turns out to be. So the other major thing that's not DC Fandom that we thought we might talk about, it's a little bit geeky, it kind of falls under there, is a new trailer dropped for Death on the Nile, which is a mystery movie that's based on Agatha Christie novel. It's the sequel to a movie that came out a couple years ago, Murder on the Orient Express. So starring and directing Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot. And we've got a star-studded cast. We've got Wonder Woman in this thing, Gal Gadot. We've got Armie Hammer, who also, he was Lone Ranger, and he also played, what was the other?
Y'all know movies better than I do.
No, I'm thinking about the one where he's like the Russian spy. Yeah, the Man from Uncle.
Oh, okay.
He was in the Facebook movie, The Social Network. That's kind of was his coming out party. A lot of people have thought he might make a good like Green Lantern. So be interesting. Rose Leslie is in this. She was Ygritte in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know that name somehow.
Yep. Annette Bening, famous actress. Letitia Wright is Shuri in Black Panther. She's in this.
Okay.
Russell Brand is in this. So there's a lot of fairly famous actors and actresses. Tom Bateman. This movie is actually it's a remake. Not only is it based on a book, but there's also I believe been 2 different versions that have come out over the years. But I think the last one was like in the 70s or something. So it's been a long time. I liked Murder on the Orient Express. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Death on the Nile, I think it's a really interesting. Agatha Christie is actually one of my favorite authors. Like I've read a bunch of her books. I think they're super interesting. One of the things that I always liked reading about her is it was like I never knew. I couldn't figure him out.
Yeah.
Like, and most of the time, like with mystery stuff, it's like I could usually figure it out. I think she does a good job of like, wait, what? And building good mysteries and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I thought the trailer didn't really reveal much. It's like the first trailer for it. Didn't really reveal much, but definitely, it looks beautiful.
It does.
And the first one looked really good too. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited. And like I said, I didn't remember seeing the first one until I started seeing like his character more, the main guy. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did see the first one. So I'm excited. I'm really happy. It's like you said, it's a huge cast. Like that's gonna be amazing enough.
Yep. And it'll be interesting to see if they play around with any of the story beats or anything like that. Because like I said, that this is a movie that has been made before and it's based on a book. So will they stick to the story that Agatha Christie wrote, or will they try some new twists? It'll be interesting to see. Let us know if you're looking forward to Death on the Nile. I know I am. I'm looking forward to movies in general coming back. Although I'm not looking forward to I'm not going to be going to theaters anytime soon.
No Tenet for you?
Not right now. Not right now.
We're gonna wrap them up in a bubble, guys, and roll them in.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on board. Put me in bubble wrap and I'll be there.
New Mutants comes out on the 28th, right? Or something like that?
Yep.
New Mutants will be. I want to see that.
I want to see it too. Stupid COVID.
I know they're going to be streaming Mulan in December.
It's going straight to Disney.
I think it's October, actually. I think it's coming. No, I think it's coming sooner than that. I think it's October.
I'm like, that one I get, and they're going to do it for $30, I think, right? Is the rental fee or something?
It's not a rental fee. It's a purchase fee. As long as you own Disney Plus, if you buy it, you will have it. So it's not like you can only watch it for the next few days or something like that. It's not like a rental, like a video on demand rental. It is like but you still have to have your subscription to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And yes, it is $30, which when you think about it, I mean, that's about what it would cost if, like, let's just say it was a family of 3 and you were going to the movie theaters.
You're getting $45.
That's where it's going to cost if you're buying any snacks or anything. Like, it's around the same cost, but that's also a movie theater experience rather than watching it in your house. But again, it's a purchase where you can watch it over and over and over again. So I don't know. It's for me, it's one of those things where I really want to see that movie, but I also really am a fan of the theater experience. Yeah. So it's almost like, do I really want to see this for the first time on the home video and pay $30 for it? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know yet. I feel like the decision will be taken out of my hands because my wife will probably just say, let's buy it.
I say we make Aaron take it out of the Geek Fund and rent us the movie.
I agree.
That also still goes back to his wife, who's co-owner. So the funds still come out of one of us. It might be her.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And, I mean, eventually I would expect it will be free for Disney Plus subscribers. But, right now, that's a 9 to 12 month waiting period. Before a movie comes to streaming, because usually there's the theatrical release and then you have kind of the video on demand release and then you usually have the actual Blu-ray release, and so they give all of those a little bit of time. And
make
so
as much money as you can.
Yeah, it's usually not until about 9 months or so later that it actually comes out on a streaming service. Will they delay this even further, or I mean, not that I'm advocating this or that I would do it, but I mean, this thing is going to get pirated immediately.
Oh yeah, the moment it comes out,
it's on a digital platform already. So
yeah,
it'll be really interesting to see if they actually have success with this. They have said it's a one-off, but really what they're saying is we're testing the waters.
Exactly. Are you going to do it and buy it?
Are enough?
It's going to be a disaster.
And you think about it. I mean, okay, that movie cost anywhere from $200 to $300 million to make, and you figure marketing budget and all that stuff. So at $30 a pop, they're going to need 10 million purchases to get to 300 million.
Yeah.
And that even that probably wouldn't break even.
Probably not.
So you're probably going to need anywhere from 15 to 20 million purchases, and there's like 60 million Disney Plus subscribers. So are a third of them really going to buy Mulan? I don't know. I mean, so we'll see how successful it is.
I mean, yeah.
But that's a totally different, like, we got way off topic.
Yeah. I mean, and that's true.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks. I mean, it's sad. I was looking at the budget. It's $200 million for the budget.
Yeah.
So like you said,
and that doesn't even include marketing and stuff. So
probably another $100 million for that almost. So yeah.
So
you gotta sell
all right, let's get to the big stuff.
The big stuff.
DC,
It's a big thing.
DC Fandome, where they dropped all kinds of stuff. So I don't know where you want to start. Is there a particular?
No, I don't know. Robert Patterson. I want to start with
Pattinson.
Patterson. I can't say names.
It's an N instead of an R. It's not that hard.
Patterson. You know what?
I'm gonna fire you.
Twilight. There. Mr. Twilight himself.
Yeah, call him Harry Potter if you want. He was in that too.
Who was he in Harry Potter?
He's Cedric Diggory.
Who's Cedric Diggory?
And
remember, I haven't watched these. So unless he's Harry Potter, I don't know who he is.
No, he's not Harry Potter. Have you? So you haven't watched them and you haven't read the books?
I've watched the first movie and that was it.
Then he's not in that one, so don't worry about it.
So he's not the guy from Slytherin or whatever.
No. He doesn't show up until book and movie 4. He is Cedric Diggory. He's in the Triwizard Tournament, and he dies at the end of that book movie. Spoiler.
Oh wait, he's not David Tennant's character. Right?
No.
Just that's all I know. I'm going.
How could he possibly be David Tennant's character? David Tennant is David Tennant's character.
Because I wanted that reaction.
David Tennant.
So yeah, the Batman. They dropped a teaser trailer for it. They also announced that it's resuming production next month. So it is coming back and getting ready to finish shooting. But they dropped the first trailer for the Batman. We see glimpses of Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz.
Yep.
We hear voiceover from the Riddler, which is Paul Dano, as well as Jeffrey Wright, who is playing Gordon. We don't know if he's commissioner at this point. The panel, they kind of said this is year 2 Batman.
Yeah, so
you could see some glimpses of like his costume and stuff. Like he's got like combat boots that you could go to like Walmart and buy. Like they're not like he doesn't have fully customized stuff and everything.
Yeah.
We do know the Riddler's in this. Apparently, there is a shot, or not the Riddler, the Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin.
There's a shot of him kind of darkened. That's Colin Farrell. Apparently, it doesn't look like him at all.
Not at all.
But that he's in this.
And I really think that's Anarchy in one of the scenes.
It could be. We know John Turturro is in this as Falcone or Falcone, however you pronounce that, depending on which movie or comic or whatever it is.
They feel like
so the crime boss, and it seems like the storyline based on like the newspaper clippings and stuff like that, and it's all about no more lies. Is it seems like there is a corrupt district attorney, possibly played by Peter Sarsgaard, because we know he's in this movie as well.
Could he be Harvey?
It could be Harvey Dent, although we don't know for sure.
No.
But it seems like the movie is centering around the Riddler, drawing attention to the fact that there is corruption in the district attorney's office, and Batman should focus on cleaning that up rather than taking his anger out on small time criminals on the streets. So I think that's super interesting.
It is. I think Catwoman is always somebody they're going to go to because she is one of the biggest Batman.
Sure.
And I don't want to say villains because she hops around a lot. She's villain, hero. But I think Riddler's finally getting a good iteration. Like, don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey was for what he had to be.
Yeah.
But now this is like the sadistic Riddler. It feels like the
Looks-
Riddler who
looks
really wants to
fantastic.
play. Like, let's play a game, Batman, and I'm excited for
And
that.
lives are at stake.
You know,
Exactly.
I hope this one transitions into Hush.
That would be cool.
That would be
if they
cool,
could bring
too.
out Hush. I would be excited for that. So I know you're the Batman fan. You really enjoy it. And there's his Batman shirt. I thought he looked pretty good as Batman in
Yeah.
those shots. What did you think of the like 1 or 2 shots they showed of him as Bruce Wayne? He looked to me too scrawny, and he looked like his eyes were real dark. For
I
whatever
don't.
reason.
It's well. I think that's like, he does that while he's in the suit. Like that's like makeup around his eyes
no, when he had
while
the
he's
suit
in
on,
this.
he looked like he had dark like wrinkles right here. It looked really, really dark.
Well, he's not getting a lot of sleep, I'm guessing.
He's a vampire.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to try and judge it off of
Okay.
2 shots.
True.
I think Robert Pattinson is a really good actor. I think
Twilight, right?
he was in Twilight. Those movies are terrible.
just playing.
They're not terrible because he's
No.
in them. They're
They're
terrible for a
terrible
lot of
because-
reasons.
But he's done a lot of good work, though.
He has. He's done a lot of really good work, a lot of interesting work. Everything about this trailer is making me want to see this movie. It looks dark,
Yes.
and not just in the lighting, but like it's in narrative. Like it looks like a creepy kind of mystery thriller, almost
Yeah.
like Seven, with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, which like and like a psychological thriller / detective story.
They're trying to take more of the like the Joker kind of road instead of the old cheesy Batmans.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
not cheesy.
No.
It definitely, to me, again, it kind of looks like a psychological thriller with like mystery elements. Like, and he's
Yeah.
going to be the detective. That's what they're selling. And if it's that, I'm 100% on board.
I would
I love
like to see
psychological thrillers. Like that's one of my favorite
They're
genres.
going to
So
concentrate more on him figuring out the crime instead of
Just beating
just
people up.
kicking everybody's ass.
yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think, and there is a great snippet where he is beating up a like like, and he just goes to town on him, and everyone else is like,
Oh shit!
like,
It's the oh shit face.
yeah. So I'm very intrigued. I love Batman. I think Matt Reeves, who is directing this movie, he
Yeah.
did the second and third movies of the most recent Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Yes.
I think he's a really talented director.
is.
So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be good. And this trailer did not make me think otherwise.
No, this trailer
it looks good.
it sold me a little bit more. I like that Catwoman hasn't had her suit yet. It looked like it was just a mask so far.
Yep.
The penguin
With tiny
shot,
little, it does have a little bit of flair
Yeah.
of the ears.
a little
almost.
bit, but not there yet. She's not.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
looking Catwoman yet,
And they
which I'm
talked about
happy.
that with like the year 2 approach is like, she's not a fully mature Catwoman yet.
Yeah.
He's not a fully mature Batman yet.
Yep.
Like it's, the Riddler, this is maybe the first time he's popped up,
Yeah.
like it's the first time he's encountered him. Maybe the Penguin hasn't really become the Penguin yet. I think in the panel they kind of revealed that, at this point he hates being called Penguin.
Yeah,
He doesn't
he's
like it when
always
someone
hated
calls
it.
that.
That's yeah.
And there are iterations where he embraces it.
True. I mean, and I like if that was anarchy. I like that they're still using a newish type of villain. I mean, yeah, he's about 30 years old at this point, but I mean, I love that character. I think he has.
You
a
can
lot.
call things that are 30 newish. I'm a little over 30, and I'm newish.
I mean, you're kind of oldish too.
Dang it! I went for it.
So
I
you tried.
took my shot.
You tried. So I mean, I like that we're getting other characters. We're not getting the standard Joker,
Yeah.
Two-Face, whatever. We're getting those. Hey, here's a little penguin that we haven't seen him in almost 30 years ourselves, right? When
92?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's almost been 30 years since
Yep.
we've seen Penguin in a movie.
Correct.
I'm happy that they're doing that.
And
Catwoman, I mean,
yeah. And
But-
Catwoman, I mean, we've gotten a couple different iterations. I think Michelle Pfeiffer, is the one everyone holds up like
Yeah.
this. And I
did
think it's good.
Yeah.
I thought Anne Hathaway was actually very good in The Dark Knight Rises, but that didn't really feel like a Catwoman.
It didn't. It really didn't.
She
So
was more of a Selena Kyle.
Sure.
yeah, I guess I see where you're going with that. Like just the person.
Just as a person.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle, where like she hints that she's Catwoman, but not really Catwoman, and she kind of just like flirts with him. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
The relationship between her and Christian Bale was pretty good in Dark Knight
It was.
Rises.
then as Catwoman, she just wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, that third Nolan film just feels very
It was-
unrealized. Like there were a lot of great nuggets, and they just didn't do amazing things with them.
It should have been I think my friend said it best. It should have been broken up into 2 movies.
Well,
one.
I mean, Nolan was already done. He didn't even want to do the third one. So.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though after everything.
I mean, there's
so.
a lot of things they could have left out. Like they could have left out the whole Robin thing.
Oh God!
Don't even get us started.
Yeah.
Let's move
Hold
on. Let's move on.
I want to talk about a movie
Okay.
that people have been wanting to see.
Wonder Woman 84.
Well, that too, I guess.
Okay.
But
Not that one.
someone that's people have been wanting to play this hero. Someone that people even made like images of him playing it.
Yeah.
Black Adam.
Black Adam.
And we got Dwayne The Rock Johnson
We
voiceovering
did.
this trailer.
Yeah, it's
And I loved it.
It's like an animated trailer.
Yes. Giving a little origin to
Justice Society of America.
Yes.
Which is going to have Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher all in the film. And I did like his little voiceover where he's talking about like, you know, they want to, you know, bring justice, and this is about, you know, I'm about justice, truth, and the Black Adam way. You know, it's my way or the highway kind of thing.
And again, it's not a villain. I mean, he's borderline's villain all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm the hero in my own story.
Yep.
And I love that we're getting that iteration of Black Adam. We're not getting the straight up villain, like, you know, and it's something we talked about, I think, last week, that I didn't want the straight up villain Black Adam. I want that, I'm the hero in my story. I see the world differently than you, but I'm still the hero. And I like how, I think in this animated trailer, he comments that they didn't like his way of doing things.
Right.
And they lock him away for 5,000 years. And I love that. It's like, yeah, he was just protecting the people the way he thought they should be protected.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this in kind of our preview, that we were looking forward to The Rock as Black Adam, and this definitely, I'm on board.
You're on board?
I think it looks cool.
I am too. The animation was cool. I mean, I hope that's just because they haven't started production yet, obviously.
Correct. Yep.
So I can't wait to see where they're going to take him. And again, I really want it to be that he is the anti-hero almost like a Punisher. Like, hey, I'm a good guy too. I just put bullets in people and they don't ever come back. You just punch them and throw them in jail. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Right. So let's just stick in that corner of the DC universe. Shazam, they revealed the sequel title. That's pretty much all they did, but it is Shazam, Fury of the Gods. They had a little bit of fun with a joke. At first, you know, a joke title they first revealed, which was, I think they said, Shazam, now the kids have facial hair. Just kind of a joke because it's been a few years since the first one came out. They've all aged up a little bit. But the actual title is Fury of the Gods.
That'll be interesting.
We don't really know anything more about it, except that crashing the panel, I say, because obviously somebody knew he was coming.
Could it be a cuh?
Was Sinbad. And he kind of, again, they had some fun with the fact that when the first Shazam movie was coming out, Sinbad kind of was like trending. People were like, you know, oh, that old Sinbad character. And it's like, well, you're thinking of Kazam, who was not Sinbad. That was Shaq. Like, Sinbad's not connected to this at all. But, you know, somehow he got thrown in, so they kind of had some fun with that. And he said, well, I'm here to have a major role in Shazam 2. So we don't actually know. Maybe Sinbad is going to be in Shazam 2, or maybe it was just a fun thing for DC Fandome. We don't know exactly, but that could be interesting. Sinbad, I think, is an interesting personality that, you know, was like back from the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't really been popular
done anything in, like, 20-something
recently.
years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious how they're going to bring him into it. His humor from the 90s could fit well, or it could completely crash.
We'll see.
So we'll see what happens. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? Because we've got two things I wanted.
Yeah, I think we'll stick with you know, the movie universe, the movie that we're getting next, Wonder Woman 1984. And I know I'm bigger on Wonder Woman than you were, and I'm on board for Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I think the first Wonder Woman was really good. All of the trailers that they had released prior to, you know, the pandemic. Yeah. I thought, you know, I was getting really excited for this movie, and then obviously they had to delay it.
Yeah.
And this newest trailer that came out is mostly new footage.
Right.
We really haven't seen most of this before.
Nope.
And we get a cheetah in like full fur and tail and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Like I think
On
I'm
her or like the CGI part or
no.
what?
I just like I'm not sure anymore what this movie is going to be and whether or not I'm going to love it. Like there were a couple things in the trailer that I was like, okay, I see what they're doing, and that's pretty clever. But I'm a little bit worried about this movie.
It'll be okay.
I don't know.
I'll be okay. I'm
Will
still
it?
excited.
I'm
I
still
like her.
excited.
I like her character.
Yeah.
So
But I think there were a couple things in the trailer. Obviously, we're getting Pedro Pascal as Max Lord.
Yeah.
And he's kind of doing the you can have anything you want. And so, they've got some sort of like the magic stone where basically, it costs you something, but you can wish for anything. And so it's certainly setting up that Wonder Woman has wished for Steve Trevor. And maybe at the cost of her own powers, because there are definitely some battle sequences in this where she's not as powered up as we've seen her in other movies. So maybe she started losing her powers by getting Steve Trevor back, and maybe that's the choice she has to make. It's kind of that time travel trope, where I have to send you back. I can't have you with me in order to set things right. In order to defeat this evil, I need my powers back, which means I have to wish you back away or whatever.
Wobbly, timey-wimey.
Who knows?
I'm curious.
I loved their dynamic in the first one, Chris Pine and Gal Gadot. I'm looking forward to having him back. This is an interesting twist on it because it does seem like, this is the Steve Trevor of World War I era. So now, just like Wonder Woman was the fish out of water in, the World War I era real world.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be the fish out of water in 1980s because it's been 65 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they kind of even play on that joke because in the first Wonder Woman movie, there's that scene where she's trying on all the different costumes, or not even costumes, but just outfits, to blend in or whatever. And so they kind of have that play on that in this one where he's like, he's got a what do you call it? A little knapsack around his waist, or whatever you call it, a fanny pack, and then he's got like parachute pants, and he's like, "What? Does everyone parachute nowadays?" Like he's not, he doesn't understand. And so they're kind of playing on that comedy. So that'll be interesting to see, what that looks like. And I mean, I love Wonder Woman, so I'm still on board for this, but I don't know about this trailer.
We'll see, I guess. Then I mean, I was still kind of happy with it. I guess my curiosity's piqued more than anything else in this one, because where do you go with all of this? Like you said, is her powers going down? Does she? And it's kind of sad if what you said is right. If you hit it on the nail, the head, on the whatever.
Hit the nail on the head.
So I can't talk. Words are hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of disappointed because it's like if that's what it really is gonna be, because it's like, well, I get it. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. I'm gonna say that because that's how they're gonna solve it, unless it's somehow connected to the Flash, and then they use the Hey Flash, can you send them back? And maybe that leads into the Flash film somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
we'll see.
I would be happier with that, because then it's like, well, that's why the Flash is in a time. Issue.
So let's just move to the Flash. We didn't get much about the Flash at DC Fandome. They did, touch a little bit on that it will have time travel. They confirmed that. Obviously, we already had the news of Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck returning as different versions of Batman. They released some concept art which looks like the Michael Keaton version of Batman.
Oh, yeah, that does. That really does.
So it seems like he might have a bigger role in this. And we also know Flash got a new suit, courtesy of Batman.
Ben Affleck Batman.
We think so.
I think,
but we don't really know much other than that, so it'll be interesting.
Now, Michael Keaton.
Yep.
Is he the? No, he's not the only one that's gone Marvel and DC, technically.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you got.
But he was Vulture in Marvel as well as obviously Batman in DC.
And you have William Dafoe, who did Green Goblin, and then he did Aquaman's mentor.
Correct. Yep.
So I guess technically that would be one.
Yep.
But I don't know anyone else that's done that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are others. Actually, in the Suicide Squad, there's David Dastmalchian. I won't ask you to say that one. He is in the Ant-Man movies. He's one of the part of Luis's crew. He's the guy that's always like, Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be in the Suicide Squad, and he was also in The Dark Knight. So he's been in.
Oh, okay. So he's
various.
been a couple. Okay.
Yeah. So and I'm sure there's many others. There's probably like a really obvious one that we're not even thinking about.
That's true.
You know, like Ryan Reynolds has been in Deadpool and Green Lantern. So there you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's another one. I mean, there's been a few.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are you excited at all for this Flash movie?
No.
Okay.
I
I'm
mean,
in that same boat.
Ezra Miller, I'm very like as an actor. I don't think he's great.
No.
And you know, there's some personal things I don't want to necessarily get into, but
get that part,
but there are some things that make me go, he might not be a great person either.
Yeah, exactly.
And I liked the humor of this Flash version that they gave us in Justice League.
Yeah.
But everything that they did with his powers, I thought was terrible.
They were.
That running style, which let's just talk about the Snyder Cut of Justice League, because they revealed that trailer, which did not excite me at all.
No.
Like I already am not really looking forward to Snyder Cut because I'm not the biggest fan of Snyder. We've talked about that multiple times. That trailer did not excite me.
No. I honestly didn't even finish the trailer. I was just like, oh, okay.
And I can tell you it still has Flash running like an idiot because it's still got him doing this stupid, like, where he's throwing his, like, I'm like, who runs like that? Nobody runs like, just run like a normal person.
You know what? I think that's why Superman noticed it.
I don't know what he's doing. It's so weird. I don't like it at all.
I think the Flash, no, I'm Iceman.
The only thing I'm looking forward to with this Justice League, and they revealed that it is going to be 4 hours long, and so you can watch it in either 1 hour segments. There's going to be 4 hour, or you could watch it as just a 4 hour movie.
But it's not even a movie, though. It's still him talking about this movie with, I don't know.
No, it's going to be a movie.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't want to see it.
They're filming new stuff. Like they've filmed new stuff with Ben Affleck and like other characters. Like
HBO.
They have filmed new footage.
So HBO funded this one, in other words.
Absolutely.
They bought the rights.
Absolutely. Well, WB is HBO is a subsidiary of WB, so it's all the same company. The only thing I'm looking forward to in this is more Cyborg because I really did like him.
Ray Fisher does a good job.
And apparently, like after the movie came out, Zack Snyder said, you know, my version had Cyclops was, or not Cyclops, Cyborg.
Wow.
Cyborg was the heart of my Justice League, like of my version of Justice League.
Yeah.
And Ray Fisher has come out and spoken out against Joss Whedon and said that they cut a ton of his stuff. And so obviously they're putting that back in. And I liked the version of him that we got. You know, when you look at the Justice League, it's the 6 characters, right? You've got Murder Batman, that I'm not really a big fan of. You've got Murder Superman, that I'm not really a big fan of. You've got Flash that doesn't know how to run, but he's got some good humor. Yeah. You've got Wonder Woman, I like her.
You got Beauty.
You got Surfer Bro Aquaman, I'm not really on board for. And then you've got Cyborg. So I really I've got like 2 to 3 characters of this Justice League that I like, and 3 others that I don't care for.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Aquaman.
I like
Cyborg, but you're right.
I'm just not a big fan of Surfer Bro Aquaman. I'll be honest. Like I just don't like that version. So
I'm drunk.
I just well, and throwing empty alcohol bottles into the ocean, and you're like, wait,
Your whole thing is you're supposed to love the ocean.
like what's the matter with you, Aquaman?
Yeah. It was a note to his mom.
It was a no.
Who's
Yeah,
dead.
sure. Well, but he smashed it. Like he smashed the bottle on the
Where did you
rocks.
go? He was creating coral.
Okay, I don't think that's how that works, Frank.
I don't think so either.
He was making a reef.
But yeah, I mean,
go with that.
that is what I will say is I am looking forward to Cyborg. And the other big thing that, again, we already knew that we were getting this, but we saw some footage of it, Black Suit Spider-Man, which I know some people are looking forward to.
Suit Spider-Man?
Yes, Spider-Man.
That's what I was like.
Superman. I'm crossing up my superheroes. Cyborg and Cyclops, Superman and Spider-Man. Yeah, Black Suit Superman.
Yeah.
When he returns from the dead, then there will be at least a period of this where he'll be in a black suit. So
I'm going to say this while you're looking that up. John Cena's coming out as Peacemaker, I believe his name is.
Correct.
And a lot of the talking seemed to be done by him. Like, so I'm guessing he's probably going to be the leader. What does he say? The darker Captain America?
Well, yeah, douchey Captain America is what they. So it's Viola Davis. Viola Davis plays Amanda Waller. And we've got, like Polka Dot Man is in this, like Weasel, Rat Catcher. Like there's a bunch of like totally random, like minor villains. Like there's like 30, it looks like there's like almost like 20 to 30 Suicide Squad members, which I'm looking forward to because I think that we're actually going to get Suicide Squad the way it's meant to be, which is they're going on a suicide mission. Yeah. This is a mission where it is expected that you will die, but if you pull it off, we'll cut some years off your sentence. Yeah. And so,
like leisure.
Yeah. So I think in the first movie it was like, look at all these characters, and who's that guy? Well, we don't know. We call him Slipknot. He can climb, and he dies. Yeah. It's like he's Slipknot. Like the only one that didn't get a major introduction. It's like, oh, that's the one that's gonna die.
It's so obvious who's gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm looking forward to this because Diablo. Well,
he sacrifices himself.
He sacrifices himself, but does he actually die? Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that I like James Gunn. He's directing this. I think that there's a lot of interesting actors that are in this. I mean, Michael Rooker is in this. He plays Yondu in the Marvel movies, and he's been in a lot of James Gunn stuff. Obviously, you mentioned John Cena. We already mentioned Margot Robbie, Jai Courtney. Idris Elba is in this movie. So there's a lot of big names, and King Shark is going to be in this movie.
That's going to be interesting.
And it looks like it's going to be King Shark, like a Shark Man.
Yeah, that's what he is.
And so it'll be super interesting. And I do think, like I said, we're going to see a lot of characters killed. They mentioned that this is going to feel like a 1970s war movie. And so I'm on board. I like James Gunn. I think the Suicide Squad has always been a really interesting concept. I think that first movie failed on a lot of levels. And really I think that they can make this one really good, and I'm hopeful that they do.
I am too. I'm really hopeful. I mean, I'm a little iffy on John Cena, but I know he's been trying to break into the film industry for a while now.
I like John Cena. I think, did you see Blockers? I think he's really good in Blockers. I think he does a fine job in the Transformers Bumblebee movie. I think he's just fine. I think he's
trying
got
to break in. Yeah. Let's face it. And this might be his big break. I mean, it worked for Batista. Yeah. He got his big break, and now he's in a few films after that.
Absolutely.
So maybe this is what he needs. No, but that's what
he's not bad in Blade Runner 2049. No, he doesn't have a big role. He doesn't have a big role in the James Bond movie either, but he's fine in that. I actually didn't mind. I think him and Kumail Nanjiani did a buddy cop comedy, action comedy. Yeah. That was pretty good. Yeah. We went to see that for the premiere. Didn't you come with me?
No, it was you and Kristen.
Oh, that's
right.
That
was at RTX.
Yeah. So I thought that was a fun movie. I'm blanking on the name of it.
Uber, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah,
like
Uber.
Yeah.
Stuber.
Okay,
Stuber, because his name is Stu, and he's an Uber driver. So it's Stuber.
I mean, he's getting there. He's getting his footing, I think.
Yeah, I think John Cena. I think I'm okay with it.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It looks interesting, and like you said, I'm happy if we start touching on the fact that these characters are supposed to die. That's the whole point of these missions. You should not come back to life. We expect you to die.
Correct.
So if you have 30 of them, and maybe that's
stay on mission or we'll blow your head up.
Yep. And I hope they're going to show some of that too.
And if this is a mission that we expect, to fail. It's a suicide mission. That's why they're the Suicide Squad. Exactly. It's just literally like the Dirty Dozen, which, I mean, spoiler alert for that 50-year-old movie, but a lot of people die in the Dirty Dozen. That's kind of the point. Exactly. So that's similar with this. Is I hope we get some. I hope we get some major deaths. I hope like some of the, major characters.
They're not gonna kill Harley Quinn.
No.
Probably not. But what if they do?
Peacemaker might die.
What if they do?
Yeah.
What if they do? You never know.
Maybe, and then Flash brings him back.
And Captain Boomerang I thought was fantastic. He was one of the only good parts of that first Suicide Squad movie. I thought he was a lot of fun.
I'm surprised they're bringing him out, honestly. I've always been surprised by him because of his origin story.
Which clearly they are trying to stay away from.
They don't even talk about it.
Because,
no.
Which, again, it's similar to, Ant-Man in the Marvel Universe. Hank Pym has a very checkered past, and they have just kind of ignored that in the movies. They touch on a little bit. It's actually interesting. It'll take a little bit of a sidebar. They touch on that. Kind of seems like he was a jerk like for most of his career. Like they touch on that in the movies where it's like all of his former coworkers, none of them liked working with him. You can tell like even in Avengers Endgame when you know it's like the package is waiting for you and it's like, well, isn't it your job to bring it to me? Like he's kind of a jerk.
Well, don't touch it.
Right. And so it's like they kind of are at least letting you know that he's like a jerk genius rather than the eccentric genius.
Exactly. But they're not leading into the other part of
they're not touching
story.
on, you know, the fact that he
alcoholism and
was possibly abusive and
he has a wife beater, all that. Yeah. And that's the same thing with him. It's like you don't touch on his past. And I'm glad they're really not, because it's like you go down that rabbit hole, you're gonna mend this whole movie.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's already
and again, the Suicide Squad are villains. Like some of them have, you know, kind of that maybe where they're maybe more anti-heroes than true villains, but you know, none of them are good guys. So I don't know. But I think that covers all the movie stuff.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of update about like Netflix's Sandman series.
Exactly.
That it's been delayed. It's not going to be based necessarily on the comics. It'll be in present day, but Neil Gaiman's writing it. And then there was a small update around a Batman miniseries that's in the comics. That is going to center around Lucius Fox and possibly have a black Batman.
That'd be interesting.
So that could definitely be interesting. And then Static Shock is supposedly coming to the big screen as well.
I love Static Shock. I love the cartoon, and it touched on a lot of different things. So I'm curious how that's going to play.
But there were a couple of video games, Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So which one do you want to talk about?
Let's do Suicide Kills the Justice League. Okay. So there is a comic line back, I want to say about 10 years ago maybe, where it was the villains took over and the villains were the heroes. And because the heroes were gone, the heroes just weren't there anymore. So I don't know if this is going to touch on that kind of concept. The trailer is very funny in the beginning. I like the trailer. We start off with Harley Quinn kind of just playing around, essentially being Harley Quinn.
Sure.
And she's just like playing around, like moving stuff. We see in the background Brainiac, or his pod, or whatever you want to call it, his ship.
Yeah.
And so it's back there.
Well, and this is like it's from the creators of the Arkham series, and is it supposed to be a spin-off of that universe, or?
Don't think so.
Okay.
From what I've gathered in the trailer and what I saw, it doesn't look like it. I think it's just another game that they're making. Rocksteady, like you said, they made that. They've done, oh my god, they've done so many games. I can't think of another one right now. But it looks very fun. I like how the characters are. All of them seem to be sticking to each other. We have in the trailer Harley Quinn, King Shark, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot, I believe, is who we get in the trailer. So we see all of them, and they're fighting off, I guess, Brainiac's minions, or like this alien-looking race kind of thing. And they're fighting them off, and at the end of the trailer, you know, they're told they have to kill a target. So that's like, okay, we're going to kill this target, and they're like, well, who is it? And they see Superman fly in, holding a pilot. And they're like, oh, well, there's Superman saving the day again. And he's holding the pilot, and I think Harley comments to it like, hey, you saved another pilot, whoop-de-doo, we're on the good guys right now, you know, we're not doing anything bad. And then you see the pilot, he's like, no, and Superman incinerates him in his own head.
Boom.
And he just turns to ash.
Yep.
And then you look, and Superman's eyes are like this glowing, like purplish pink color, and he has like these little like veiny
mind-controlled Superman.
And so Captain Boomerang turns around, he's like, so who we fighting? And they just point, and they all point at Superman. He's like, son of a. And then like the funny thing though is like I love the little joke, I guess. You see like a boomerang hit him in the side of the head, and it just flies and hits Superman.
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's
okay,
like,
that's crap.
That's not gonna do anything to Superman.
Exactly. Okay, Captain Boomerang, you're really helpful, bro.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It looks funny. I'm curious on what they're gonna do. I'm assuming it's gonna be you can pick a character and play them. And, you know, you're gonna fight the Justice League, which will be another interesting storyline. Instead of fighting the villains, we're fighting the heroes.
It'll be interesting to see how many, you know, which Justice League characters we have. Like obviously we have a Superman. You know, will Batman make an appearance? Wonder Woman. You know, maybe Flash, Martian Manhunter, Flash. We could get Green Lantern, maybe. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who we get.
Yeah. So I'm curious on it. The graphics look really good. I'm assuming it's gonna be for PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yep.
So I'm interested. it's caught my attention. It's not going to be our normal run of the mill, like, oh, happy-go-lucky. But Rocksteady's also made, I believe they made Grand Theft Auto, if I'm not mistaken.
I do not know.
Rocksteady.
What?
Who made Injustice?
I do not know.
The fighting game?
Yeah.
It's the same people who made Mortal Kombat, and I can't think of who it is.
Mortal Kombat.
So is it going to be like that?
No, because it's not gonna be a fighting game. I think it's gonna be more of an action adventure kind of game. That's what it looks like, at least to me.
One person kind of running around?
It's a squad, so I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do online. I'm sure you're gonna have multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the four main characters, which are Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang. Those are the four that you pretty much have throughout the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. No,
so-
they didn't do. I thought they did that.
Yeah,
They didn't
I'm
do
not
that.
a big gamer either, so I don't know if it's going to be like you fighting them, or is it going to be like a Halo kind of thing?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be you fighting them.
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking. They didn't do.
Like a Doom kind of thing?
Didn't do
where
Grand
you're,
Theft Auto.
walking and running around?
We'll see. I think it's gonna be more of a over the camera, over the shoulder, like a third-person view
Yeah,
fighting
yeah,
game.
it looks like it'll be more
So
like
it's gonna be-
Arkham, like the Arkham
Yeah,
series.
that's
Like
what I'm
that's what I
thinking.
would expect.
So that one looks good though. I'm excited for that one. And then the other one's called Gotham Knights, which
Yep.
is gonna follow. Essentially, Batman's dead. He is died in this universe, we'll say, and he's left a message for everybody.
Right, for
stating
Robin and Batgirl and
Nightwing and Jason Todd, Red Hood.
yeah.
So-
Okay, yeah. So not Robin. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Well, essentially, Robin is there, but it's Damian Robin. So
Correct. Yeah.
It's going to be Damian Wayne, Tim Drake, Barbara Gordon, and Jason Todd, essentially. So it follows them for getting this message about, I'm dead. If you're watching this, I'm dead. And the Batcave's been blown up. My files have been sent over to you. You're in charge of the city now. Take care of it. So now we're, instead of having Batman, and he even says, now that I'm gone, the villains are going to come out.
Yeah, and
it's the Court of Owls.
Court of Owls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the
Which-
Court of Owls are on the rise
That
now.
looks cool.
Yes.
We didn't touch on it when we got into the Batman trailer. But one of the cards that the Riddler sends him has an owl on the front of it.
Yes, I heard that.
And
might
I'm
be
like,
part of it.
Ooh, are we setting
Well-
up Court of Owls? Like maybe not in this movie, but are
No.
we setting up Court of Owls in that?
I'm excited for that because that
Ooh.
goes really good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they do with this because if I like the idea that this isn't that both of these video games for DC are not about our main people. We're about first of all, we're about let's face it, these are sidekicks in Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
following the sidekicks.
Nightwing is definitely
He's moved
broken
up.
out from that.
Yeah, I'll give you that. He's broken out.
But all the other ones for sure.
for sure. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Jason Todd's never been a
Nightwing never had his own series?
who?
Nightwing? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's his own series. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, Jason Todd and the Outlaws, we had that series. Damian, I think, had a little mini run, and I think Barbara
Nobody
may have
read it.
had a mini run.
Nobody read it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like these are still like to me they're always except Nightwing, who actually became Batman at one point in the
Yep.
comics.
Mhm.
All of these guys are sidekicks, and they'll never really, for me at least, they're never gonna break that stereotype as long as you live in Batman's shadow.
It took a long time for Nightwing to break out.
It did, and even then, it's still people are like, with him. I feel like there's people who love him. I feel like, and people are like, yeah, whatever. He's just Batman. Yeah,
He's not.
He's not. He really isn't. And I think I like the fact, and I hope they touch on it, of living in Batman's shadow. Because let's face it, that's what all these guys are doing. They're
Yep.
living in his shadow. Even Barbara being Batwoman. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that. And then I like that, again, Suicide Squad killed Justice League isn't about the Justice League. We're about the villains and see where they goes. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for both those video games. I hope they're going to do really well. I look at the Gotham Knights one, and it kind of gives me that old Batman Arkham feel too.
Mm-hmm.
They're and it looks like they have different fighting styles. Barbara kind of more of a sneaky, like she shoots down the cable, brings up the grappling hook, and gets that guy up and beats him up. Where Nightwing's more of a brawler. It seems like he's down on the ground fighting, and Jason
Sure.
Todd's more of a gunplay, so he's shooting everybody.
Yep.
Damian's using
Red
that
Hood.
bow staff a lot more. So I like that it's not one style across everybody. It's
Yeah.
each one seems to be their own unique
Right.
abilities.
They're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except
Teenage
the Gotham
Mutant
Knights.
Turtles, Teenage Mutant Turtles, Turtle Power.
right.
Yeah.
Only bats. I mean, I most likely will not play either one of
Probably
those
not.
games, but the
most likely
trailers
will.
look interesting.
They do. They look really cool.
So, yeah.
I'm excited.
So I mean,
Most likely probably just watch you play.
in terms of, movies, TV shows, and video games, I think that's it from DC Fandom. I think we got it all. If we missed anything, definitely let us know. But I think that was it. So I don't know. Is there any other news items that you needed to touch on?
No, not this late. Because we've been doing this for over an hour. We've been talking to everybody.
There's a lot.
I don't want to keep them going.
All right.
So I would just recommend always check our Facebook page. There's some news articles.
Yep.
Brian, who's been helping us lately with the posts, he's written a couple of articles already.
Yep.
Which they're really good. Go check those out, guys, on the page.
Yeah, he reviewed a movie and a video game, right?
Yes.
Yep.
He reviewed. I forgot both of them off the top of my head. Ghost. I can't pronounce the word, so I'm not gonna try it.
Shishima or whatever it's called. Yeah. I don't remember that. That's the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go check him out, guys. I recommend it. Brian's been doing a great job. We appreciate him helping and doing this and posting as well. So go check all those posts out, guys. Of course, go check out our other videos, our interviews on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/officialgygo. Of course, our MCU's finally come to an end. Go check out our last video where we kind of rank our top 23 movies.
Yeah, we ranked them all.
Yes.
We have a little bit of different rankings, but some of it was very similar. And yes, I had the correct rankings. But no, we had fun kind of revisiting and just looking at all of those movies together as a whole. So definitely, watch the individual reviews for our thoughts on each movie that are more in depth. This is just kind of a summary recap, and here's kind of where we stand on the entire MCU, what our basic thoughts are, what our favorite movies in, but we rank them 23-1, and we had some fun with that too. So
go check all those out, guys. And again, we appreciate all of you. Glad you're here. Let us know in the comments below what you like, what you don't like, what we missed. Because again, DC Fandom took a lot more time than I thought it was. But
there's a lot.
It was a lot with it that we wanted to talk about today. And of course, everyone stay geeky out there. And of course, get your geek on, guys.